Hey punters, what up? Welcome back to another video. Hope you guys have missed me. No, it's been a long time since I've posted a video, but I do apologize on that. I have been quite busy. So I'm back. Today's video, guys, is very interesting and it's focusing on how can we try and make money on the euro. So the typical example is what not to do when betting games for international soccer, the mistakes that you guys are most likely to make. And I've seen that betting for international friendlies, there are quite glitches that I keep on making and it's costing me a lot of money. So I decided that, you know what, let me just make a video on this and just focus most particular on the euros, since you know that the games will be commencing very soon. So I don't want you guys making the same mistakes as I do. You know the betting world, how it is. Can be brutal sometimes. You can lose games unnecessarily, and a mistake can be as a result of you being naive or simply not considering the statistics or the change in games, the change in formations, the atmosphere, what is at stake. So I've noticed that I've been betting recklessly and I have actually thought, you know what, I think I'm not the only one doing that, so let me just make a video. So without wasting more time and talking about all of that, let's just get to it. Firstly, I just want you guys to pay attention to this, that when you look at now, it's international games, so it's international friendlies that are currently playing, and a lot of teams are trying to prepare for the euros, and a lot of teams are trying by all means to find the correct combinations and also not to get injuries. So the games here, players, they are very serious. In these current times, they're very serious. They're trying to get more goals. Players, big players, they're trying to get into the scorebook so that going into the euros they are well fit and they have the right mentality going into the game. So how does that then impact you? It does, but it really doesn't, because when you look at history, friendlies and cup competitions such as the finals are not the same. The atmosphere is not the same, and now the fans are not there. So as you know, but you know that most players have been used to playing without fans and all of that. So the biggest mistake that you guys can make, or that I've been making, is that I've been betting on both team to score. I've been betting on goals, but goals have not really been an issue for me because I've been winning those selections. And also I've been betting on first 10 minutes draw, and I've realized that that option with international games is hardly there, or it does not appear quite often. And a typical example, let me just make you an example with this game, Underdog versus Azerbaijan. Let's just have a look at it, and I'll show you guys what I mean when I say this option is hardly available now. I don't know why, but with some games in Africa, that option is showing. You see here, it usually shows after this option, either both team to score, right? So I've noticed that that option is no longer there, so I need now to try and find other options. What markets then can I use that I can infiltrate? So let's just first consider the stat going into the euros, the finals. Firstly, I know that most of you guys, okay, this is the official website of UEFA I'm using, so I'm checking the stats of the teams going in. Let's start first with Belgium. So the performance of Belgium going in has been quite, heading into the finals, has been very impressive. I must say that they have been scoring a lot of goals and they have been keeping a very clean sheet in most of their matches. They have been keeping a very clean sheet, and their first games is against Russia, of which is not really a tough opponent. The second game is against Denmark and they play Finland. So teams like Belgium, it's where you can bet at least for gold, or you can place a bet for one event to happen. Maybe you can say that Belgium to win the first half or Belgium to win the second half, but an event that will put you in a position whereby that event is likely to happen, but not selections such as both team to score. That would be really not good for you. I won't lie to you, because this is a cup competition, and finally, as you know that most teams they can concede, but their outreach goal is to keep a clean sheet, because as you know, defenders win you cup. So also please do consider that. And also looking at Portugal, let's just look at Portugal. Also, as you can see that Portugal, they have had a pretty good run in the group stage, in the qualifying stages. But what I want you to notice with Portugal is not really a high scoring team. They're not really a high scoring team, but they can defend. They can keep a clean sheet. And they have struggled against teams such as the Ukraine, and as you can see, which I think, or I most likely predict, is going to be one of the surprises in this Euros, guys. Watch out for Ukraine. They have a good squad, a squad they can fight. Ukraine and Greece, they have a squad they can fight. So looking at games such as Hungary as well, they have a good squad. So in this particular game, I wouldn't pick both teams to score, but I would pick a selection such as over 1.5, or a selection such as draw or Portugal, because this is most likely to happen. Portugal is not likely to lose this game. So looking at this game, it's either draw or Portugal. So in a game like this one, Germany, Portugal, it's a bit confusing and a bit frustrating. And as you see that there was an international friendly whereby it was big teams actually. The game ended well 0-0, and it was a huge disappointment for us. So in games like that, the most market that I can use to penetrate will be corners. And mind you guys, this is to advise you to be safe at all costs. Not to just go in there and say Germany is gonna win, Portugal is gonna win. That's taking way too much risk, and not considering that you are putting money out there. You are trying by all means to minimize the risk. So this is the purpose of this video. But as well, you can bet for goals here. But what I may advise you is just say under 4.5 or under 5.5. So in odds, maybe you are looking at 33, or maybe you are looking at 23 odds on that, if you pick that particular selection. And games like Portugal versus France, so these are the games that have the high chances of scoring, but players in this game tend not to pitch up. And let's look another team. Let's just look at France. These are the big squad, guys. So I just wanted to consider all of that. And France also in the group stages, as you can see, guys, they haven't been scoring so many goals. Their main focus has always been on defense. So against Turkey, they've been struggling. And also, guys, Turkey, watch out for Turkey. Turkey is going to cause a lot of trouble in these finals, and they're going to cause a lot of big teams huge surprises. So as you can see here, France, they have a good squad, and their first game is against Germany. And in a game like this, I would say that at least make a selection such as both team to score. But I wouldn't focus on that. It's either goals, or I would say that either team to win each half, or I would say that both teams not to score. Right? The reason why I picked this particular selection is because I know that Germany has the muscle to score. I know that France has the muscle to score, but you are looking at the finals here, whereby when each team can score one goal, they can defend that lead. They will want to defend that lead the entire game. So, and as I've said, you can pick both teams to score, but not really focus on it. And as you will see that the odds will be very much higher if you pick both teams not to score. But also the safest thing to do is to either say, no, what, I'm confusing you. They said another option that you can also say is to say that it's either Germany or France will win that game, or you can bet with corners, overs and unders and corners. That's the safest thing to do. Just say under 9.5 or under 10.5. At least you're putting yourself in the safest of position. I'm not saying that it's a guaranteed win, but at least you know that you are minimizing risk, right? Games like this, they want to defend. They're going to be looking to dominate ball position. You know how France is. You know how Germany, the way their style of play. So when you're looking at those type of things, don't be a lot of corners. But I'm not saying corners won't be there, but just pay attention to that. Don't go out there and just pick on straight wins. Straight wins are very dangerous, guys. And also, let us look at teams like Italy. Right. Italy for me has been a huge surprise. They have been scoring and have been keeping a clean sheet in a number of games in the group stages. I have been impressed with this team, and they look like a very united teams going into the finals. So looking at this, the quality that they have going up front and the selection that they have made, it would be great for you to bet on goals when you're betting for Italy, over 1.5, over 2.5. It's definitely something that I'll be betting on for Italy. They look like now they want to achieve something. They look like they are serious about winning this. And then if you look at their form card, they have straight wins in their qualifying. But always take into consideration that these are the finals and anything can happen. So with that being the case, I'll say that Italy are gonna put in a good performance in terms of goals. They are gonna put in a good, really good performance in terms of scoring goals and creating chances. So betting on goals, corners for Italy will be a very wise decision for you. And also clean sheet. Maybe we can make a double selection that Italy to win and they'll keep a clean sheet, or simple selection to say that Italy will win either one half, either the first half or the second half. That is the mostly likely option to happen. I remember when I was betting this option, I made quite a lot of money. So I'm keeping you guys in the loop to say that consider that option as well. And one last team without wasting more of your time, guys. Let's just look at Ukraine. I love this team, and they've been a surprise for me because they play really good football. I remember watching that game against Turkey, watching them play against Portugal. They put on a good fight. So the other team that can defend and the other team that can score goals. So betting on goals, not straight wins. Betting on goals and also clean sheet and corners will be a very wise decision to do. Not just straight wins, guys, because as you know that Ukraine can be a good team, but a win is not guaranteed for you when you play Ukraine or when you support them. And if you can look at their form card here, they've had 3 draws in their last 5 games. They have 4 draws and 1 wins. But when you look here, they are a scoring team. So watch out for that as well. Against big team, they can be very problematic and they can cost us a lot of money. And as you know that small teams or small countries, they are likely to do that. They can be they can cause havoc. And Turkey as well. Turkey, they have a fighting spirit, but they're not very offensive in the front, but they can defend. They can keep a clean sheet. And if you look at their form guide, they have 3 wins and 2 draws. So they are a team that it doesn't want to lose a game. So their main focus firstly lies on defense, keeping a clean sheet and hope maybe scoring. So betting on games, it would depend on the team that they are playing against, but most likely they will be putting in a strong defense and attacking. So these are just the options that you guys can look into. Now I cannot go over to these whole teams as a whole, but what I want you to do before betting, just have a look at the stats and how teams have been performing, and look at the players that have been on form in their leagues, the number of goals that they scored, because that counts going into the finales. That really counts, and to just make sure that you avoid by all means necessary to bet straight wins. And let's just look at the last Euros, how everything went down. And as you can see that there weren't really many goals scored, but teams were scoring goals. So in the last UEFA Euros in 2016, if you're betting maybe over 1.5 in your match selection, you would have actually made quite you have gotten correct quite a number of selections, but this is a different game, this is a different year, these are different teams, most squad have changed, and now you have, I remember in this tournament Germany was trying to build up. I think now they have a strong squad, and most of their players have been involved in huge games, so the experience now is there. And you look at Portugal, they have a strong squad. You look at Spain, you look at France, you look at Italy, they're now a reformed team, so the dynamics have changed, and you cannot really use that and in terms of betting. But it's one consideration that you can take into account when betting, to say that let's look at the experience at the history, how his team has performed, the number of corners that have been scored, conceded, and all of that. So that's really important in terms of not just making futile bets. I'm against that. I like to sit down and think things through before I make a bet selection, and that's how I make money. That's how I never blow up my account. And I have an announcement, guys. Please, I will be posting a ticket on my YouTube channel, on my statuses on YouTube. I will be posting daily tickets. What I found out was that when I post them on this particular video, most people will watch this video late, and it would be useless for them to actually go back, try and see if maybe they can, if you watch it late and then you lose. But what I'll try and do is during the day I'll post ticket on my statuses, so make sure that you're on the lookout for that. And I will be releasing another video very soon of a betting strategy. It's actually something I've been working on and it's working, but I just wanted for us guys to just speak on the Euros and stuff. So make sure guys you hit the subscribe button, you like, you comment, and you share. And if you have any tips maybe that you want us to discuss on my videos, I'm more than welcome. I welcome that, and I know that you guys you're bombarding me with suggestions and all of that. I really appreciate that. I will make videos based on that, based on your suggestions. So thank you for subscribing, thank you for being faithful to Box XD, and until next time.